Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to high school basketball in the great state of West Virginia. Video Productions proudly invites you to join us for live streaming coverage of sectional tournament action in Class AA Region 3, Section 2. Alongside my caller analyst, two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Bolin, I'm Andrew Miller. Our game producer for tonight's broadcast is Robbie Mounts, and on the cameras tonight is Cameron Strobel. We welcome you inside a capacity crowd gymnasium at Princeton High School for this sectional tournament championship game, featuring the number 1 seeded Tigers of Shady Spring High School and the number 2 seeded Beavers of Bluefield High School. Shady Spring comes into tonight's contest winners of 22 games on the season, just one blemish on the year, and it came to the Bluefield Beavers. The Beavers coming in with a record of 20-3 on the season. These two teams advance to tonight's championship round with victories on the semifinal games on Tuesday night. It was Bluefield defeating Pikeview 91-71 to advance to the title game, and Shady Springs dispatching of Riverview easily, a 107-54 final score. This is a big capacity crowd, Bob Bolin, for this one. I think everyone in the state was ready to see the rematch, the rubber match, the third in a series that has been split in the regular season.
Oh, what an atmosphere. Sold out 45 minutes before the game. Standing room only. I hope they lock the fire marshal out, because if he comes in, the game may be delayed.
This is a capacity crowd. When we pulled up at 5:30, it was tough to find a parking spot. When you get in, it's already half full. I think that the reason people are so excited about this is you're looking at two teams tonight, Bob, that probably have a shot of making it to Charleston throughout this whole series, even into the regionals. These two teams may see each other, not just tonight, but again in Charleston.
Well, both of these teams are good enough to see each other if the brackets come the right way on that last Saturday. They're two of your top 3 ranked teams in the state. The 2 previous games, both were decided in the last minute of action. Great atmosphere. I'm excited to be here, and I know you are too, Andrew.
For the Beavers, they have won 2 state titles recently with head coach Buster Large, most recently 2013-2014. Shady Springs, it's been since 1994 since they've had an opportunity to head down to Charleston. We are moments away from the opening tip here. Take a break for our sponsors. We'll have more pregame coverage after these messages on Video Production.
Your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 in Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership. Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive, just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
I'm Bill Wooten. I'm running for our Supreme Court. I said our court, not those with money and power, our court.
Labor and business, Democrats and Republicans, they're all
rooting for Wooten.
If I didn't think I was the most qualified to serve, I wouldn't run.
This one's easy.
Rooting for Wooten.
I'm Bill Wooten, and I promise to serve you with honor.
When you or your family need medical attention, get convenient health care at Prompt Care. Family practice for both well and sick visits, and they offer emergency care with x-ray and labs. Get excellent care at Prompt Care in Daniels.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign. And tell them Hugs sent you.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
We welcome you back inside a sold-out Princeton High School arena. Region 3, Section 2 championship of the section. And two of the top teams in the state in Class AA set to square off here for the third time this season. Two teams, Shady Spring and Bluefield, split the regular season series. It was Shady Spring taking the first meeting back on the 17th of January, 73-70 at home. Bluefield got the best of the Tigers on the 17th of February by a final score of 74-63. Very similar offensive teams in scoring. Shady averaging 75.4 points a game. Bluefield averaging 78.8. Shady, a very tenacious defensive team. They like to press, giving up 55.9 points a game. Bluefield giving up 66.4 points per game. Andrew Miller, alongside my partner, two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Bolin. This is a raucous crowd. What is it going to take for each of these teams to come out of here with a big, important victory tonight?
Well, both teams obviously want to get out to a good start. And, you know, the nerves are going for both teams. The team that can settle down first will get the little early advantage. And, I mean, then it's going to be basically, you know, what can Shady do with Martin inside, because he creates a huge advantage for Bluefield in the paint. But on the other end, Shady will play 5 guards, and Martin has to step out of the paint to guard one of them. And what will Shady do to maneuver their offense where Martin can't be the help guy to block shots? And there's your chess match that'll go on tonight, and it'll be very interesting to watch.
The size advantage most definitely in favor of the Beavers. The athleticism basically equal with the guards, I would say. Maybe Shady a little quicker from top to bottom. I would say the shooting ability most definitely on the side of the Tigers. But don't count out this Beaver team. They can light it up a little bit as well. You think about Braden Cruz in that semifinal game, he really stepped back and took a side seat to the rest of the guys scoring. Cruz can light it up, though. He averages 20 a game, and he only had 9 in that sectional semifinal.
He won't step back tonight. I mean, they're up 30 or 40 points, and Cruz is doing that. Now, Cruz is not in his traditional number tonight. If you look out there, he's wearing number 5. And each game, Bluefield lets one of the players wear number 5 in honor of little Tony Webster, who passed away last year and was a great athlete and the most popular kid in the school and just a terrific human being. And his father is one of the coaches on Bluefield's staff still. And each game they pick one player to wear it. And tonight Cruz gets that honor, and what an honor it is.
The community hit very hard by that loss of such a wonderful young man, and a great way to honor him tonight. Starting lineup, Cole Chapman, Braden Chapman, Luke LaRose, Grayson Shepard, and Tommy Williams for the white and blue Shady Spring team. Colin Paris, Braden Cruz, Jaheim House, Tyrese Hairston, and Sean Martin as we tip off in this Region 3 Section 2 championship of the section.
Yeah, Shady starting out in their tradition, man-to-man. Really rough play inside by Martin early.
Harris cut off on the corner. Here's a steal. Luke LaRose, but he has it tipped away. That's the athleticism and the hustle by Tyrese Hairston.
Yeah, Luke LaRose, great anticipation, getting in the passing lane. Tyrese Hairston, great hustle with the knock from behind. Shady's ball out of bounds under.
Chapman looking inside, gets it outside in the corner. LaRose will attack, tries a pass. It's tipped away, stolen by Hairston, and an immediate whistle as Hairston bumped on the way down, and that's going to go against Cole Chapman, one of those 2 freshman brothers, Bob, that are so beyond their years.
Oh, they are. They play like juniors or seniors. Great players. As we look, Grayson Shepard is starting out on Martin inside. Look for him to try to go to Martin early.
You see Martin inside. He's got position. They'll feed it the big man, and he'll muscle it up. 3 defenders surrounding him, and he's still got it in.
Well, he got the ball too deep. When it's that deep, as we look at the little general replay, Martin is almost under the basket. When he's that deep, Shady has to front him, because when you're that deep, you can't lob over. So they had a switch there. And Tommy Williams got caught on the switch with Martin, and he got trapped behind him. Great job by Martin using his big body to seal.
Three-point play opportunity, good for the big man, Sean Martin, headed to West Virginia University next year. Play some football for head coach Neil Brown.
Bluefield coming out early with some full court pressure. Bluefield's not a huge help man-to-man. They really rely on their quick feet to guard the perimeter. Oh, and they're switching on all ball picks too.
Williams attacking into the lane. Loses the dribble. They'll get it in the corner. LaRose for his first three.
Luke LaRose has been in big games before. The senior steps up and knocks down the tray ball.
Quickly inside to Martin, though. Right at the bucket. His shot off the mark. Williams with the rebound. Pressure in the backcourt, as you said.
Yeah, Shady's a difficult team to press. LaRose sees Martin on him. Probably should have took more time and tried to. There he goes. LaRose, that's what LaRose wants.
Back to the corner. LaRose, the pull-up 18-footer is off the mark. House grabs the board. Braden Cruz on the attack.
Shady also switching all those weaves and ball picks.
Inside. Posting up his House, and there's a swat by Braden Chapman. 2-on-1 break to the hat. And Chapman has it stripped away. A great defensive play by Braden Cruz in transition.
Yeah, Braden Chapman with the first block shot and Braden Cruz with the strip, but the ball's out of bounds. Great hustle by both teams. Exciting game. Both teams playing well early.
Squared at 3 early. Lob pass out top. Boy, that was a dangerous one. LaRose picks it up. And a whistle and a foul. That's going to go against Jaheim House.
Yeah, I got Jaheim House on. Jaheim House made a great play early, got a deflection. LaRose came up with the ball, and House reached in and grabbed his arm.
That three, by the way, by Luke LaRose, the 247th of the year for this Shady Spring Tiger team. They can light it up. They'll get it over to one of those freshman Chapman brothers. That's Cole. There's a pair of senior brothers as well. Haven and Dane. Here's Chapman, left wing. That's off the mark. The rebound and the putback. Grayson Shepard.
Grayson Shepard crashing offensive boards. Great job.
Well, it is standing room only and a lot of people standing. House to the house, missing. Martin's putback no good, but the workhorse gets it again, and that one off the mark.
Yeah, Martin got frustrated by missing the two bunnies and committed the foul in the backcourt.
That's the first on the big man. The second.
Yeah, Martin working hard here. Reached in, and he does not want to commit fouls 84 feet from the bucket. You know, the Shady crowd's excited because Martin missed a couple bunnies, but that's a bad sign for Shady if Martin's going to be in there getting offensive rebounds. He won't continue to miss those.
Yeah, I imagine if Martin is that close to the basket throughout the night, it could be tough to stop him.
Oh, very tough.
LaRose will jog it across the timeline. Little three-guard weave out top. Here comes Shepard attacking, and the ball tipped away and taken by Paris. Beavers on the attack. Here is Fuller in the game. Straight to the basket. Caden Fuller.
Fuller's a three-point specialist, but gave the great ball fake. Able to shoot the power layup. Good move by Fuller. We're tied up 5-5 with 5 minutes to go in the first half.
I like the way Fuller contorted his body and kept the ball away from the defender. Williams in the lane. The runner off the mark, and Martin secures the rebound. Here comes Hairston into the court quickly.
Braden Chapman, the freshman, guarding Cruz, the senior. No help for Braden Chapman.
Quick move to the baseline, and there's a bucket put up and in by Tyrese Hairston.
Great job by Hairston, hanging in the air, using his quickness.
This is as good as the billing was, the heavyweight title fight. Two of the top teams in the class of AA in West Virginia. Chapman attacks, dishes, LaRose, the three is good.
And that was one of the keys to the game Ronnie Olson gave me before the game. He wanted to use that opposite corner, and there was a great drive. Luke LaRose went to the corner and knocked it down.
Your score, 8-7, Shady on top. And as you said, you know, driving and finding the open man in the corner, that's how they drew it up.
Yep, that's what Ronnie O said before the game. When the help comes, he wants to make sure a shooter slides down to the corner, and one of his keys to the game was use the opposite corner more than they have. and there was a great example of it right there. Great pass by Braden Chapman, and again, LaRose, big-time game, showing up with his second tray ball.
Caden Fuller a little slow to recover outside there, and I think Coach Buster Large may have seen what the goal was, and maybe he called a quick timeout to try to adjust.
Well, they have to guard the ball better, because if Chapman's able to beat him off the dribble, if they don't come and help, he's got a layup every time.
Now here comes the Shady Spring token pressure in the backcourt. It wreaked havoc in that semifinal game over Riverview.
Yeah, Shady will be a more controlled press this game, not going to double out.
Well, they tried to feed it into Martin. That was almost a turnover. Ends up in the hands of Colin Paris, and he drains the three.
Paris steps up big time, knocks the three down. The kicker headed to WVU.
Averaging 12 points a game. Here's Williams for three. Wow! It's raining threes here tonight.
Tommy Williams heading to Glenville State, knocks it down. You know, that's the problem. If you can't control the dribbler, you got to help, and then he leaves open threes.
Teams exchanging three-pointers. As we mentioned before the game, they can all shoot. Now Martin in the lane. Oh, wow. And that is a big call on the big man.
Haven Chapman stepped up. Let's see here. Did Martin drop the shoulder? Yep, dropped it. Came in. When Martin gets it that far outside, he's got to realize he can't turn and drop it. Good play by Haven Chapman.
That's number 2 on Sean Martin with 3:27 remaining in the first quarter. So Martin will have to check out.
And immediately when Martin checked out, Haven Chapman checked out, and they're going guards for guards. So happened last game. I guess you got 9.5 guards on the court, and you count House as half guard, half junkyard dog in there in the post. So now the 6'2" House will be considered the big man on the court. And I'll tell you what, he does a great job of controlling the boards.
Inbounds on the baseline for Luke LaRose. Into the hands of Cole Chapman, attacking. Lost the dribble for a second, into the hands of Williams. A no-look dish, back into that corner. Here's Chapman for three, rattles out. Rebound tipped and taken by Paris. On the attack, Fuller squares up for three.
Oh, he got him, caught him with that big hop. Referee saying he took the hop after he caught the ball. Boy, that's really close, and it happens a lot in basketball. And sometimes, they see it, and sometimes they don't.
We are high above the court here at Princeton High School, right directly behind the Shady Springs student section. They are loving life right now. Here's LaRose attacking, but a nice defensive play by Hairston. Paris attacking, Cruz wraps a pass to the baseline.
Corner.
Here's Hairston for three. That one rattles home.
Well, that's probably in the last 6 or 7 years. The colleges have been using that opposite corner, and both of these teams have incorporated it into that's how you attack help defense. You go that opposite corner. Great cut by Tommy Williams.
Backdoor cut.
Beautiful pass by Luke LaRose.
10 baskets by both teams tonight, 5 threes and 5 twos. Out top, Paris. Into the hands of Fuller, now at the right elbow. House muscling up the shot. That's off the mark, and LaRose will clear the rebound. We're squared at 13. Williams wanted to attack and now throws it away to Paris. Paris straight to the basket, and another recovery defensively by LaRose, but Luke LaRose going to be whistled for the reach.
Yeah, great hustle by LaRose. He felt like he got all ball there, but great hustle play to get back into the action. Let's take a look. Good steal by Parrish. Here he comes. LaRose comes through there with the strip, and referee deemed he got a little bit of arm there.
So 2 free throws coming for Colin Paris. Averages 12.2 points per game. First free throws off the mark. So both teams flexing their shooting muscles in this first quarter. 5 3-pointers between the two teams. The second free throw also missed. And now we've got to reach in underneath. And again, underneath the other team's basket.
Yeah, that's the fouls. And I know Bluefield likes to jump the rebounder. And Shady's a hard team to do that when they play 5 guards. And they may think about getting away from that. It's cost them 2 fouls, and they haven't got any steals on doing that yet.
So, Bob, now 2 fouls apiece on Jaheim House and on the big man, Sean Martin.
And, it's difficult for them to play with both of those kids out of the game. And, they may need to go to more help defense, to eliminate some of the fouls on the drive.
Here's Chapman, wraps the shot up to the lane.
Yeah,
no good.
I like House. He's all over the board, plays hard. He's got to play smart now with 2 fouls.
He's a hustler, a glue man.
Yeah.
Braden Cruz yet to get going offensively. Gets in the lane and got nowhere, and he made a big decision.
Now, there was your help where Shady helped, and Cruz wanted to go that opposite corner, but Shady dropped the guard to the opposite corner, and Cruz got stuck in there. So, defensively, that's how you stop that opposite corner.
Here's Fuller off the inbound, fires a quick 3. And Williams with the board, looking to pressure down the court. Chapman had trouble, dribbled it off his foot. Now another steal by Colin Paris. 2-on-1 break. Paris, he loses the dribble, and he's going to be whistled for a double dribble. He had Cruz trailing on the opposite side and just got ahead of himself. But you see another steal there by Paris.
Yep, there it is, steal, and he fumbled it and got the double dribble right there.
Timeout on the floor. We're squared at 13 apiece, 1:23 of the first quarter. Take a break for our sponsors. You're watching sectional tournament play here on Video Productions.
Your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 in Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership, Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive. Just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Back inside the Princeton High School gymnasiums, 13 apiece here in the first quarter. Region 3, Section 2 championship. Number 1, Shady Spring. Number 2, Bluefield. We are in quite the battle here, Bob Bolin.
Both teams hard-nosed man-to-man.
Both teams shooting the ball quite well from the perimeter. 5 threes for both teams. Here's a drive. And the freshman, Braden Chapman, puts one up with force.
I think, it's at the end of the year. It's about time to start calling him a sophomore. The way that kid plays. Hanging in the air, drew the contact, able to put it in. And here he is as a 9th grader guarding Braden Cruz. Wow.
It's a tough assignment defensively. So far, though, Braden Cruz held in check. No points for the leading scorer on this team. 20 points a game. He's got 62 three-pointers. And he shoots them at a high percentage, 43.1.
Yeah, I think Paris really wanted to get him the ball on that break, to get him a layup, get it going in, and let him see that ball go through the net one time.
Cruz gets by. Now here's Fuller for 3. Way downtown.
That boy has range, great follow through. Harrison dives on the floor and gets a bucket there. What an ending of the quarter for the Bluefield Beavers.
A 5-point swing. Here's a half-court heave. Good if it goes. And it's off the mark. A big end with the last 10 seconds. It's a 3-point lead now for the Bluefield Beavers. 18-15 after 1. We'll take a break for our sponsors. We'll be back after these messages on Video Production.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
When you or your family need medical attention, get convenient health care at Prompt Care. Family practice for both well and sick visits, and they offer emergency care with x-ray and labs. Get excellent care at Prompt Care in Daniels.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
Back inside the Princeton High School gymnasium, tremendous first quarter action between number 1 Shady Spring, number 2 Bluefield, Region 3 Section 2 championship. Andrew Miller joined by my partner, 2-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Boland. And immediately, Braden Chapman picks up where he left off at the end of the first quarter. The freshman attacking the rim.
Fearlessly. There's Braden Chapman. Right hand dribble, spins back to the left, draws the foul. Quick move to the basket at crunch time. Bluefield on that 5-0 run the last 8 seconds of the first half was a tremendous run by Bluefield. And just had an update given to me from the Beckley-Raleigh County Armory. Princeton 25, Woodrow Wilson 17 at the end of one.
That's up in Class AAA. That's a big one. Chapman hits the first and squares up the second one. You mentioned that 5-point turnaround. Shady had the lead with 15 seconds left. A big deep three by Caden Fuller. And then Tyrese Hairston, he's the leading scorer so far for all teams with 7, but that was because of his defense.
Now Shady in a diamond press and a 1-2-2, kind of a laid-back 1-2-2, looking for the trap once the ball crosses half court up. And there was a
Cruz trying to get free, trying to manufacture his own shot.
Yeah, let's look at that. Tommy Williams was close on the D, Rich Fort, and Cruz did a good job of getting wide and making sure that the contact was drawn. Did they give him 3 on that?
I think they do. So Cruz finally a chance to get going, and he does make the first.
And Shady going back in with Haven Chapman. Even though Sean Martin's on the bench, Haven Chapman, he can step out and play guard. So Shady's looking for a little bit more muscle in there, especially after Bluefield got that last steal and bucket. Now Bluefield's in a 2-2-1 press.
Cruz makes it 3 for 3, and it's a 4-point lead for Bluefield. Shady able to break that pressure. LaRose out top, bodied up, gets free. Here's Chapman again attacking.
I'll tell you what, he's putting a show on. That's what you have to do when you attack a press. You have to make them pay for pressing it. If you don't make them pay, they can become more aggressive.
Chapman with 6. The lead is now 2 for Bluefield. Cruz thought about driving. He'll back it up. And the Beavers set the offense. Again, Cruz on that last possession, I think just trying to get something going. Here's Hairston attacking straight to the basket.
Harrison putting the defender on ice skates, able to get to the basket for the layup. Beautiful move by Harrison.
He's got 9, but here come the Tigers attacking right at the block. The shot put up no good by Chapman. And an opportunity missed for the Tigers. So Cruz will back it up. And they'll get it into the hands of the hot shooter right now, Hairston. Back to Fuller. He tries to pull the trigger. Williams that time closes out on it. Over to Cruz. He'll attack. Euro step in the lane. Body contact underneath, and there were no whistles called, and now there's one out top.
Yeah, that's the 3rd foul of Bluefield after Shady gets a defensive rebound, reaching in there and going after it. Now, I know that they want to be aggressive, but Bluefield only has 6 fouls, and 3 of them have come 82 feet away from their basket. Now, if they're getting steals in that, you trade that off. But when you're not getting steals, you got to quit reaching after Shady gets a defensive rebound.
Isaiah Rivers on the foul. Into the front court. Williams looking to attack. Instead, he'll pull up with the runner. No good. His own rebound. Misses another one. And this will be out of bounds. And it'll stay with the Tigers. Boy, a couple of easy looks there the last couple possessions for the Tigers.
That's where Bluefield misses Sean Martin when Tommy Williams at 6'3" and long arms gets into the paint. He's able also, the referees talk that over and say that the ball was out on Shady, so they give it to Bluefield. And, when Sean Martin's in the game, he eats that rebound up, but Tommy Williams has the most length on the court right now as a point guard for Shady.
Again, Martin with 2 early fouls is on the bench and has been so for the majority of the first half. Colin Paris, who's checked back in, trying a wing pass. Good defense by Chapman, knocking it out of bounds. So how long as the coach, Bob, do you wait for Martin? Just as long as you're still in the lead?
Yeah, it
or?
depends on the flow of the game. I mean, Bluefield's playing well, up 4. You don't want him to pick up that third in the first half. If you go down 6 or 8, you may play him.
Rivers attacking, dishing, the corner 3. Cruz off the mark. Williams been a bit of a force inside on the defensive rebounds.
A great rebounding guard.
Shady Springs still trailing by 4.
Shady will be in the bonus the rest of the half. Look for him to attack the basket aggressively.
And here comes Chapman. He's
been
done it best, and he does it again. The 3rd time.
Yeah, that's the poise of a freshman. Just taking it to the basket. How many does he have?
Braden has 8.
And all 8 going straight to the basket and able to go under control. Cole Chapman with a beautiful pass to Tommy Williams. And Williams able to draw the foul on Rivers.
That was a delicious pass down the court, feeding him like a receiver. And Williams, I think he did a very good job there, as you see. Watch this pass and watch Williams, how he basically forces this foul to happen.
Yes, great play. You got that right on, Andrew. Great play by Chapman. Nice pass. That's Cole Chapman. Tommy Williams using his body to get to the free throw line.
Our Little General Stores instant replay. Got to thank that sponsor throughout this postseason. Great prices, convenient places. Visit your local Little General store. And there we go. That's the answer you were looking for and I was looking for. Sean Martin back in the ballgame at the 4:50 mark of the first half.
Yeah, that's early, and Bluefield still has the lead. You want to keep him in the flow of the game, but you don't want him to get the 3rd foul. But he can't play passively. I mean, that's what he's in there for, to be the muscles and the rebounds. So it's a gamble here by the Bluefield coaching staff, but they played well without him. If he does, Haven Chapman in here, with him in the game, there'll be some banging on those 2.
Attacking the basket is Paris, and Chapman, as you said, tried to slide over for the help defense, and I think he was too far under the basket.
Yeah, and that's not a rule in high school. It's an unwritten rule under that basket, but I think they had him still moving, still sliding, and I think that high school needs to put that little restricted area circle in there. And if you had that restricted area rule, people wouldn't take them inside it because it's an automatic foul on the offense.
Harris, who missed his first 2 at the line, hits his first. And looking to make it a 3-point lead yet again. That one pops out.
That's all nerves if he's 1 for 4 because he can shoot the ball.
This has been a close game throughout the first half. Neither team is led by more than 4. Again, Chapman. And Chapman, the finish and the foul.
And there was Sean Martin afraid to come over and get the foul. And Braden Chapman is just going to the basket at will. He's got 5 field goals. All 5 of them were taking his man all the way to the basket. The young fellas got it going tonight.
Timeout on the floor. Tie ball game at 24 apiece. Take a break for our sponsors. You're watching Region 3 Sectional Tournament Championship on Video Productions.
Bill Wooten facts.
Bill Wooten is the only candidate who fought the bad guys
and helped the good guys.
Bill Wooten is the only retired colonel.
Only Bill Wooten is supported by labor and business.
Democrats and Republicans. The best hugger. And the best granddad.
Only one more thing to say. If you honor me with your vote, I'll serve you with honor.
That's a wrap.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Back inside the Princeton High School Gymnasium, Andrew Miller, joined by my partner, two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Bolin. Braden Chapman with 10 points. He has just been a monster attacking the basket in this first half.
Oh, yeah. The postseason moment is not too big for that young man. I mean, he already plays like he's a senior, leading a 22-1 team right now with 11 first-half points. That's amazing.
The three-point play, old school style, gives Shady the lead once again.
Shady trying to run a little diagonal box pick for Martin inside, and they missed the pick there.
Hairston was the leading scorer until Chapman got going. In the corner, he's wide open for three. Too strong. Martin backside with the board. Muscles it up short. Gabs his own rebound, and it's just he's going to do it at some point.
And that was a great hustle by Martin. You got to be on the back. There's got to be contact. He was over the back, but he did not make contact. Therefore, no foul.
Chapman for three, rattles out. Cruz wants to push it. They've got numbers. Now Shady recovers quickly. There's Hairston, though, attacking. A beautiful pass by Cruz.
I'll tell you what, Hairston is putting a show on the Bluefield side.
Now Hairston with 11. Here comes Creighton. Chapman attacking, and Martin sends it to the seats.
Yeah, great play by Sean Martin, and the crowds always go crazy on a blocked shot, but the result of a blocked shot that goes up into the bleachers is Shady ball. That will not affect Braden Chapman. Great play. That'd have been a better play if he could have kept it in play and started a fast break, but a great defensive play by Sean Martin, but Shady still has possession of the ball.
If nothing else, maybe just an energy boost for Bluefield's team. Just get a little more excited about that. And again, that's what you were missing with Martin out of the game.
And they got Braden Chapman with an illegal pick, and he did it there. He really was not trying to pick, and he's trying to get out of the way, but that created an illegal pick, and the correct call by the official.
28-25 in favor of Bluefield. 3 minutes left in the first half. Hairston has been fantastic. He's got 11. He and Chapman matching. House, a pump fake, pull up, 12-footer, rolls it in.
That old junkyard dog hangs out at that foul line, guarding things. Little shot fake bounce, Bluefield up 5.
First bucket of the night for Jaheim House. Chapman looking to attack again, had it stripped away, and a foul going to be called. If that is Fuller, that'll be number 2 on Caden Fuller.
Yeah, and if you saw that when the drive started, Martin was outside the paint on the other side. If he comes that far, he's going to get another foul. He needs to get in the center of the paint when the ball's on the opposite side, and that'll give him a better angle to block the shot without getting his body involved for the foul.
4 players for the Beavers with 2 fouls, Martin, House, Fuller, and Rivers. Front end of the 1-and-1 for Chapman. Calmly buries it. He's 4 for 4 from the foul line, and he's got 12 in the first half.
Oh, it's been the Braden Chapman show. Yeah, that young fella has confidence for a freshman. This crowd doesn't bother him. Those kids, those little ninth graders have been playing against great competition their whole life, and this is nothing new to them. It's got to be fun.
He's 5 for 5 from the line. Still, though, a 3-point lead for the Beavers. Martin attacking. I'm sure that was not an intentional behind the back pass.
Yeah, I'll tell you it was.
It looked all right.
And smart move by Cruz, regrouping. Now here, this is a play where they try to get the ball to Martin and then run the diagonal pick for him.
House lost the dribble, tries to feed it out. Chapman with a near steal. It's on the floor. It will be Cole Chapman. On the attack, the Euro step. The layup is good.
Boy, what a Euro step. Bluefield had a terrible offensive possession. Shady able to take control of it.
What a play by Cole Chapman. That's his first bucket of the first half. Cuts the deficit down to 1 for Shady.
Bluefield has the interior really clogged up, and the driving lanes are not there right now. And there's the skip pass, should be open to Hairston over here.
Fuller thought about pulling the trigger on a deep shot.
Shady doing a good job. Harrison needs to get behind the three-point when they're doubling up with his man.
Cruz backs up, creating a shot. That one's almost airballed off of everything. Williams on the attack. Shady can retake the lead. Here's LaRose from three. That one off the mark, though. Hairston grabs the board. 1:12 left in the first half. This has been a tremendous game. You would not have expected anything less. Here's House. Spin move, baseline move. The soft floater is good.
Yeah, those two will be seeing each other. Oh, great pass by Braden Chapman to a streaking.
Grayson Shepard was getting down the court.
Yeah, we were boxed out there. Grayson Shepard, good job of. We were boxed out by the fans there. And Shepard in another steal there.
We've got a whistle underneath. And we'll check the foul. And that's going to go against Cole Chapman, his second. And much to the displeasure of the Shady Spring faithful. Take a look what happened here.
Yeah, so you had Cole Chapman on a push.
I think they got the wrong number. Okay, maybe it was 1.
Well, I think he called it on 11.
They've got the board saying 11.
And that was Cole Chapman was nowhere near that.
I believe that was Shepard on the foul. So Martin at the foul line, missing the first.
Boy, that is the 4th foul on the Bluefield Beavers, 85 feet away from the basket, and that's what's killing them. You know, that puts Shady in the double bonus, and I mean, you want your players aggressive, going after rebounds, but if you're boxed out well, you can't just commit the foul.
Not only that, but that's the 3rd foul picked up by Jaheim House in the first half.
And if I'm not mistaken, all 3 of them have been on the opposite end of the floor.
All 3 underneath the Bluefield basket. Haven Chapman at the line.
Yeah, he's got to realize how important he is for his team. And can't do that now with 42 seconds, and they're leaving Sean Martin in the game with 2. If he gets it down low, you look for Shady to do everything in their power to get a charge call on him.
Can Chapman give the Tigers the lead? They will not. Colin Paris, who just checked back in with the rebound.
And I think Bluefield will go ahead and play. 42 seconds is a long time to hold that ball here.
We've been tied 3 separate times in the first half. Neither team is led by more than 4. Here's a pull-up 3, in and out. Hairston almost dropped a big one. A big rebound for Chapman, though. Here comes Cole Chapman to the hoop. Left-handed, right-handed layup. No good. The rebound by Haven Chapman.
A smart play by LaRose. 10 seconds, get the last shot. You're either going to, he's got a big lane to the left.
He'll drive, creates contact, and he's whistled for the charge. Coming over and help defense.
Yeah, we got the advantage to take a look at that again. Looked to me like the defender was late.
Hairston tried to come over and help on the drive.
Bang plays, but looked like on that one the defender was a little late to me. 4.6 seconds. Bluefield will try to end the half the way they did the first one.
Here's Hairston muscling it up at the buzzer. It's no good.
Another tie.
We will start the way we started the ball game. We are squared 32-32. The 2 heavyweights showing what they can do here in the first half. Take a break for our sponsors. When we come back, we'll recap the first half and give you some stats. You're watching Region 3, Section 2 championship action from Video Productions.
When you or your family need medical attention, get convenient health care at Prompt Care. Family practice for both well and sick visits, and they offer emergency care with x-ray and labs. Get excellent care at Prompt Care in Daniels.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
'Cause every step I take, every step I
Make your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 in Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership. Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive, just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
State your name, sir.
I'm Bill Wooten, and I'm running for Supreme Court.
Are you a married man?
47 years?
And 30 years in the National Guard.
Does she call you Colonel?
No.
So, Colonel, am I your favorite grandchild?
Objection!
Sustained.
Vote Bill Wooten Justice. This one's easy.
Hey, Granddad, I'm really the favorite, right?
I could use your vote.
My car was totaled and I had just had it 8 months.
Every case is different and every case is important.
I just felt comfortable knowing they were taking care of stuff.
Our most important job is to take care of everything so you can focus on recovery.
They made me feel like I was special, like they were working just one-on-one with me.
Carol's case mattered. We like to take care of our own.
I did matter to them.
Call Farmer Klein and Cam, because around here,
you matter.
Call 346-5990.
When you or your family need medical attention, get convenient health care at Prompt Care. Family practice for both well and sick visits, and they offer emergency care with x-ray and labs. Get excellent care at Prompt Care in Daniels.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
Back inside the Princeton High School gymnasium at the half, Region 3 Section 2 championship action. It is all we wanted and more between the top 2 teams in the section. Number 1, Shady Spring. Number 2, Bluefield. The teams exchanged leads back and forth throughout the first half. Neither team led by more than 4 points in the first half, and we are tied 32-32 at the break. Glad you could join us for this live streaming coverage of sectional tournament action in West Virginia High School basketball in Class AA. It's a production of Video Productions. I'm Andrew Miller, joined by my partner, 2-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Bolin. Robbie Mounts is our producer, and Cameron Strobel is working the cameras here tonight. So your thoughts on that first half, Bob? You know, I know that we both were expecting a good game, but when you see it, it just reminds you of how good both of these teams are at what they do.
Oh, a terrific first half. I mean, both teams played well. I mean, you think Tommy Williams only had 5 and Luke LaRose 6, and then Braden Cruz had 0. So, you know, both teams are really concentrating on stopping the other team's big scores. And for Shady, Braden Chapman has stepped up to the challenge and had a tremendous first half. And not only on the offensive end, Braden Chapman had a tremendous first half on the defensive end too.
You know, you think about the foul trouble for Bluefield. Sean Martin picked up 2 early fouls in the first quarter. He set the final 3 minutes of the first quarter and the entirety of the first half of the second quarter. And in that time, Braden Chapman saw that wide open lane without that rim protector, and he took full advantage of it, I think, for Shady Spring. But and that's the one thing that kind of shocked me. Speaking of Shady being a 3-point shooting team, they hit their threes when they had them.
Oh,
but they just didn't always have them.
And when he put Martin back in about the 4-minute mark of the second quarter, you know, he was a little tentative on closing the passing lanes. Now, starting the third quarter, he only has 2 fouls. So he'll play more aggressively. I mean, yeah, 2 fantastic teams. I'm telling you, they can meet again in Charleston. Yep. That could easily happen. And it's a joy to watch both of these teams, the chess match. Ronnie Olson said one of the things they had to do was take advantage of the opposite corner when they drove, and they did that for 2 big threes. And then Bluefield made an adjustment to try to stop that. So great chess match going on between Buster Large and Ronnie Olson. Great play by the players. Great atmosphere. You can't ask for much more.
It is a sold-out arena. Again, they were selling tickets, and they were about to stop selling before this game got started. But just tremendous things in the first half. We expect nothing less in the second half from these two teams. We'll take a look at the scoring for Bluefield with Sean Martin having the foul trouble. He only had in that first half 5 points, but Tyrese Hairston picked up the scoring for the rest of the Beavers. He led the team with 11 points on the night. Martin was joined by Caden Fuller, who came in off the bench, hit a big three, finished with 5 in the first half, followed by Jaheim House. He's got 4 points, but he has 3 fouls in the first half. And then Colin Parris had himself a three-pointer with 3 points. Braden Cruz, 3 points in the first half, 3 free throws. That's all he had in that first half.
Well, I was looking down at your score sheet and didn't see any buckets, so he did get, that's right, he got fouled on the 3 on the right wing here and converted all 3 at the line. I mean, both teams, that's what, I mean, Shady has Braden Chapman guarding Cruz with no help responsibility. He's face guarding him all over the floor. You know, Shady hasn't done that all year. That's an adjustment by Ronnie Olson and Shady. And then Bluefield is really concentrating on stopping Tommy Williams and Luke LaRose. So, I mean, it's just it's a great coaching matchup, great fan support. You know, it's a big-time game. And I'll tell you, the winner gets a home game against Independence, and you love playing at home. The loser has to go to West Side. Now, the loser will be favored at West Side, but that's not an easy task. West Side has good guards, good post players. That's no easy task, and I'm sure in the back of both these teams' mind, they would love to have a home game instead of having to go to West Side.
Shady Springs, Braden Chapman, 13 points. LaRose and Williams with 6. And Shepard pitching in 4. We'll take a break for our sponsors. We cannot wait for the second half to start here from Princeton Senior High School. You're watching Region 3, Section 2 championship action from Video Productions.
Your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 in Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership, Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive. Just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
I'm Bill Woot. I'm running for our Supreme Court. I said our court, not those with money and power, our court.
Labor and business, Democrats and Republicans, they're all
If I didn't think I was the most qualified to serve, I wouldn't run.
This one's easy.
I'm Bill Wooten, and I promise to serve you with honor.
When you or your family need medical attention, get convenient health care at Prompt Care. Family practice for both well and sick visits, and they offer emergency care with x-ray and labs. Get excellent care at Prompt Care in Daniels.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
We welcome you back inside the Princeton Senior High School Gymnasium. Here we go. Andrew Miller, joined by my partner, 2-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Bolin. Neither team, again, in that first half, led by more than 4 points, and we are tied at 32. Bluefield with possession to start the second half. Here's a backdoor cut and a lob alley-oop. You've seen that numerous times coming out of a half.
Oh, and it was set up perfectly. Pass a little off the mark, and Martin not able to corral it. But and now Bluefield's back into that 2-2-1 press.
That high post double screen, Martin got free.
And there they caused the turnover. So they didn't reach. They played it fundamentally sound. Bluefield did a tremendous job there and caused the turnover with the press.
So after not having the alley-oop fall, Bluefield makes a big defensive play. And the Beavers back on offense. We'll get it into
another
Martin.
Great play.
Wow.
Boy, they ran Paris off of a flex pick Martin. Shady switched it, and that put Cole Chapman behind Martin. Great call by Buster Large.
Martin had just 5 points with the foul trouble in the first half. Hits the first bucket of the second half, and Bluefield out top. LaRose attacking, pulling up in the lane, too strong on the runner. And Jaheim House. He is the glue man. He's just a workhorse. Inside, we've got a Martin. I think we're going to get a foul on Martin there. Wow.
And he did. Martin with the push off here. And you see when he extends that arm, if he just uses his hip, that won't be called. But when he extended the arm out, he's got to keep that arm near his body.
A big foul called on Sean Martin. He's got 3 now. Here's Williams attacking. Martin wasting no time making up for the foul. And again, that's a tough play to make if you've got your third foul just picked up.
Yeah, that's a hard foul on Martin because that slows him down, but he was still playing very aggressive right there. And Martin's out there guarding the perimeter. And if he picks up his fourth, that could change things in this game.
Here comes Chapman attacking the lane. He'll move to the right hand, and that one misses short. And Martin clears the rebound. Shady struggling offensively here early. They've turned it over once and missed a couple of shot attempts. Braden Cruz, again, the leading scorer on this team, and he has not gotten going. 3 foul shots is all the scoring he had in the first. Here's the 15-footer for House.
And another good call. Bluefield, they set the cross pick by Martin, and both defenders stayed with Martin, so House had the little jumper.
Shady on the attack. Here comes Chapman, loses the dribble, and it's picked up by Braden Cruz. Nifty spin move at midcourt.
Oh, beautiful play by Cruz.
Into the corner, Hairston for 3. That one off the mark.
The right play, the right shot just didn't go in.
Now Williams is going to attack the rim again. Paris, a beautiful swat from behind. There he comes Cruz. Puts the brakes on, now speeds up the spin move in the lane. House with the rebound.
And that's what House does. Ronnie Olson's probably thinking about a TO here if things don't look good right here in this trap.
Here comes Shepard attacking in the lane. Uses the body against Martin, who just backs away.
Yeah, great move by Grayson Shepard. Knew Martin did not want to commit the foul. Martin just got away. Martin's getting too deep.
Oh, he was right underneath the basket.
And that's how Martin needs to post up. He doesn't need to push off. If they front him, he just needs to turn and show the lob hand. Great play by Martin. Beautiful pass.
Shepard just outmanned on that play. Here's Williams. Over to Chapman. Here's Chapman for 3. That one off the mark. Cole Chapman with just 2 points in the first half. It's the best look he'll get all night, I think.
I think Bluefield should run something again for Martin inside. It's been working. When things work, you don't change it.
Here comes Paris. Spin move in the lane. Shot is up. It's good. And a foul called on the Tigers. What a play by Colin Paris.
Colin Paris with the spin move. Going right, spin left, hanging in the air, drawing the contact. And the bank is open in Mercer County at 7:54 p.m.
A foul whistled on the reach by Grayson Shepard, his first.
Yeah.
And a 3-point play opportunity for Colin Paris.
You think Ronnie Olson may get a timeout, but his team's getting good shots. Last time Chapman had a great look at the 3. Cole Chapman did. So, that's how Shady plays. They spread all. That was a bad turnover there. It will be a timeout if he didn't beat them.
Cruz attacking the lane left side. Williams goes high to swat it, but we've got a whistle and a foul on the Tigers. And again, that was an unforced turnover that time by Shady. I think Chapman felt like he was going to fall out of bounds and just tried to heave it in.
Well, I thought that looked clean by Tommy Williams. This is what you got to think if you're Bluefield. If they called that close one right there on Tommy Williams, there's going to be a close one called on this end. If I was Shady, I'd go right to the hoop, and even if Martin gets a clean block, they're liable to call foul because that was awful close on Tommy Williams right there. Let's see if that's what Tommy Williams does here.
1 of 2 for Cruz. That's all of his points at the free throw line, 4 of them. Here comes Braden Chapman attacking again. stops, pops, shot no good, rebound, out of bounds.
Let's see if the referees meet again. That looked like, nope, okay. They call it off of Shady. I thought the refs may meet again there like they did earlier in the game.
A 9-point lead, but here's a steal in the back. Williams attacking the basket.
That's exactly what Shady needed. Bluefield had a possession to go up double figures, and Tommy Williams steps up to the plate with the steal and bucket.
And that was a badly needed bucket for Shady Spring.
Oh.
They had gone down by 9. Neither team had led by more than 4 in the first half. But some missed shots and a couple of turnovers for Shady here in this third quarter.
Oh, what a play.
Here's Cruz off of the screen inside.
And what they did, Cruz set the cross pick for Martin. Both defenders stayed with Martin and left a great shooter, Cruz, wide open. Bluefield's dialing them up this evening.
That's the first field goal for Cruz. Here's an attack by Chapman. Spins right off the front of the rim, though.
Yeah, again, Shady's getting good shots. That was the right play by Chapman. That's what's killing him.
Cruz misses the shot attempt. Sean Martin there to clean it up. It's a 12-point lead for Bluefield. The Beaver faithful across the way are lit up. And finally, Coach Ronnie Olson burns a timeout. 48-36, Bluefield on top of Shady. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
When it comes to getting a new set of wheels, everybody knows the Midstate name. Midstate Ford, Arbuckle Road in Summersville, and Midstate Chevrolet, I-79, exit 67 in Flatwoods, West Virginia's #1 choice for brand new Chevys and brand new Fords, and proud supporters of West Virginia sports. So when it's time to trade, check out MidstateFordWV.com or MidstateChevy.com for the guaranteed lowest price on a brand new Ford or Chevy from the stock of deeds Sell 'em cheap boys at Midstate.
48-36, Bluefield, a much-needed timeout for Coach Ronnie Olson. Bob Bolin, what is the scheme here coming out of that timeout?
Well, first they have to attack Bluefield's 2-2-1. If they attack it and don't get a shot, look for the floor spread. Many times this year when they needed a bucket, Luke LaRose has attacked the basket, and I would look for LaRose to attack and see if he can put a foul on Sean Martin.
Double teamed in the corner. Shepard, he'll find Chapman. Pump fake shot is swatted from behind. Here come the Beavers. Cruz, cross courts at the Paris, attacks the rim, and we've got a whistle, and that will be Colin Paris on the foul.
And Tommy Williams with great defensive position, the proper call there. Easy charge call. Tommy Williams sitting there, could have packed the lunch and ate it. Paris needed to pull up with the jumper there.
Williams has made 2 big plays as the Tigers are down big. He had a steal and a bucket, and now a big charge taken. Still the lead 12, though, for Bluefield.
Now they need to.
Chapman inside, and he is going to be grabbed on the way up by Cruz.
Probably a smart play by Cruz. How many fouls is that on him?
Just 2 on Brady.
Yeah, that's just his second. And Tommy Williams had an easy layup there. Cruz playing smart basketball, giving up the foul. We'll see if it helped or not. Tommy Williams pretty cool at the free throw line.
Calmly buries the first. He's 2 for 3 at the line. And he's got 9 points on the evening. Averages 20.8 points a game. Second free throw up and good.
Okay, now that gives Shady an opportunity to get into their pressure defense. And Shady's in a man. There goes the jump. So Shady tried 2 jumps there, no avail.
And Martin misses the dunk inside. House's rebound and put back is no good. Another rebound knocked out of bounds. Officials looking at each other. It will stay with Bluefield.
That's a big play there. Bluefield did a great job of attacking the press. And Martin not able to come up with a dunk, but Bluefield keeps possession.
Boy, Paris, the kicker in football, looking like a quarterback that time. Firing it underneath to Martin, who misses the dunk.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that make young coaches get gray hair and old coaches go bald, those missed dunks. They come back to haunt you.
They'll get it at the foul line, handing it off Martin to Cruz. Now Hairston back to Cruz, left wing three, and tickles the net.
Yeah, Cruz helped his partner out there, Martin, and off of the missed dunk, Bluefield still gets a tray ball. There's Cruz, late getting there. You can't be late. You cannot give that young man a cushion. He'll make you pay every time.
62 threes coming into tonight. He's got a pair, and now he's got the scoring going. He's got 2 threes, and he's got 10 points on the night. And it's a 13-point lead for Bluefield. Cole Chapman trying to match threes. That one's short. Hairston grabs the rebound. Beavers on the attack. Paris left side. Baseline reverse. No good. House the rebound. We've got a whistle. We'll wait and see what the call is.
Yeah, the call was away from the ball on Grayson Shepard. I don't know what that was. Grayson Shepard, let's look at it. He's away from the ball. Oh, he pushed
Just
the
a
Bluefield
shove.
player into the bleachers, and it actually saved a point. Now, the referees are going to talk about that and see if that ball, no basket. Grayson Shepard made a play that was not a good play, but it ended up helping Shady right there. He pushes up here at the top, and the foul was called before the basket, but they could call that intentional.
Yeah, I'm not sure
well,
what.
Maybe that's what they're calling. They're calling that an intentional foul.
I'm not sure what was in Grayson Shepard's mind there.
And it took a basket away from Bluefield, but he called an intentional foul. That was away from the ball, and Bluefield will get 2 shots in the ball.
Braden Cruz missing the first, just his second miss from the line. And he'll get the second, so he's 5 out of 7 from the charity stripe, and that adds to the Bluefield lead at now 14, the largest of the ball game.
Yeah.
Shady having a tough third quarter here, Bob. They've missed some early looks in the quarter, then they've turned it over a few times, and maybe Shepard just a little frustration there.
Yeah, and didn't really know what that was about. And the fans here didn't have the opportunity to see the replay like we did.
Bluefield with possession. This could be a big possession for the Beavers or an important one for Shady. House spin move in the lane, and that is beautiful.
Boy, the junkyard dog. See, Shady's keeping both defenders down low on Martin, and House just has his way from 15 feet, and instead of taking the jumper, he's attacking the basket.
House in double figures with 10. Here's Chapman on the drive. We've got a bump. That's going to be Hairston. Whistled underneath. Actually, did they get 10 there? They called that on number 10. That is number 4 on Jaheim House. Wow.
Wow, that's a rough call on House and his 4th, and that's a big momentum change. He was getting it done. Now Bluefield will have to play differently because they're putting a 3-point shooter in, Caden Fuller for House.
Out top, Shepard. Working on Martin. Now they'll swing it to the right side. Cole Chapman has not gotten going here tonight, and he's going to be whistled for a charge. And that was a tremendous play by Caden Fuller.
Yeah, Caden Fuller steps in there. Let's see, Fuller, good job here stepping in. They get in good position. When it rains, it pours, and everything going wrong for the Shady Spring Tigers right now. They're down 16. They need to get this down to about 12. And there's Fuller. He can shoot the ball.
He'll fire the 3 off the mark. Rebound, Shepard has positioning, and it's into the hands of Chapman, who throws it back to Paris. Now underneath, and there's the whistle, and that's number 4 on Sean Martin.
That's about the one thing Bluefield can hope to, that's the one thing Shady could hope for. And again, it was the right call by the official. Martin started going over the back. I don't know. They're calling him up here. I guess there's a few words said by the players, and I thought it's been a clean game so far.
Yeah, a very high-level game.
Yeah, and that right there just, will increase the crowd getting into it. And now Buster's calling his team over, which I would not do.
Make note of this time, though. 52 seconds left in the third.
Now they pushed him back out there. Yeah, that was not a good foul, and it was a proper call. House being aggressive Sean Martin getting his 4th. That's Shady's opportunity. You put House and Martin on the bench down 16. That gives them the opportunity to drive to the basket now and come back.
Yeah, make note of 52 seconds left in the third. That is when
here
both House and Martin are out. LaRose attacking, and now we've got a whistle on the drive.
Oh, and that's what they're going to do. With those 2 out of the game, Shady is going to attack the basket every possession. That was the 16th foul. They're in the bonus the rest of the way. Don't count the Shady Spring Tigers out yet.
That was Isaiah Rivers on the reach. He's got 3 fouls.
Yeah, if Bluefield ever had a zone that they played, this would be the time for them to do that.
Tommy Williams on the wing, right side. 30 seconds left in the third.
LaRose is going straight to the basket.
LaRose will attack. A scoop layup, and that's going to be a foul on Rivers. And now Rivers with 4, so one of your first off the bench for Bluefield has 4.
Oh, and LaRose is a smart back. He's going to do that every time he touches the ball. And, you know, that, like I said, that's the time for Bluefield to think about a zone, see if Shady's legs are tired, and make him shoot some 3-pointers and not drive in there.
First free throw, though, for LaRose is strong off the back iron. 54-38, a 16-point Bluefield lead. But again, Martin and House both on the bench with 4 apiece.
Yeah. Now Bluefield, Shady will get into their pressure. Good use of a substitute there, so Shady can get into their pressure defense. You know, Bluefield, if you got a layup after attacking this press, you take it. If not, you take the last shot of the half.
LaRose getting a breather as Haven Chapman checks in for Shady Spring. Harris over to Hairston, left side, near walk. Here's Hairston attacking. Good ball movement to the right wing, a 3.
Probably most people would have took the last shot of the half, but when you got somebody shoots it like Cruz, he went ahead and took it.
5 seconds left. Here's Cole Chapman underneath to his brother Braden at the buzzer. And that is a huge 3 for Braden Chapman.
Big time 3 by Braden Chapman. The scorer put it on the wrong side. It was 57-39. It's going to be 57-42 after they correct it.
A 15-point lead in favor of the number 2 seed Bluefield on top of the number 1 seed Shady Spring. Final quarter to come. You're watching Region 3 Section 2 championship action on Video Productions.
They still have this.
When you or your family need medical attention, get convenient health care at Prompt Care. Family practice for both well and sick visits, and they offer emergency care with x-ray and labs. Get excellent care at Prompt Care in Daniels.
I'm Bill Woot. I'm running for our Supreme Court. I said our court, not those with money and power, our court.
Labor and business, Democrats and Republicans, they're all
If I didn't think I was the most qualified to serve, I wouldn't run.
This one's easy.
I'm Bill Wooten, and I promise to serve you with honor.
We have a lot of good soccer players that step up when we need them to and play certain positions, even if that's where they don't think they need to play. When you put all our roles together, we can be successful. My reason why is passion.
We welcome you back inside the Princeton Senior High School Gymnasium. Final quarter here on Video Productions. Region 3 Section 2 Championship. Number 1 Shady Spring, number 2 Bluefield. Shady Spring down by 15, but a big bucket at the end of the quarter for Braden Chapman. Here's a steal now by Hairston. He'll attack the basket. The coast-to-coast bucket
Huge
is good.
play by Hairston.
Hairston was the leading scorer for Bluefield in the first half. That's his first bucket of the second half. 17-point lead. A tough quarter for the number 1 seeded Shady Spring Tigers. See if they can come back here. Here's Chapman attacking, and he will draw the foul, and that's it for Rivers. That's number 5 on Isaiah Rivers.
You know, Bluefield may think about playing Martin and House one at a time. You know, with a 17-point lead, you got time then, to play with things as Colton Brown comes in the game for the first time.
Yeah, that's the issue right now for Bluefield. They do have a big lead, but your 2 big guys on the inside, both with 4 fouls.
Coaches sometimes look at that and say, all right, it's 17. If it hits 12, House is coming in first. and we can play them separately a few minutes. But they'll buy as much time as they can before they put both of them in. Now Shady's going to get in a rhythm driving to the basket and drawing fouls, which they've done the last 4 possessions.
Second free throw for Haven Chapman is good, 2 of 2. He's got 3 points, all from the charity stripe.
There's interception.
Back down to 15. Here's Paris. Off the big pass by Cruz. Fuller on the baseline. Air balls it long. LaRose picks up the rebound. Pressured in the backcourt. He'll find Williams. Tommy attacking, dishing. Chapman, the pull-up shot. Back iron, no good. The rebound by Cruz, and a lot of bodies crumbling. And I believe Shady's going to be whistled for a foul.
And that's only their 5th personal of the half. Cruz, the littlest man on the court, going and getting the rebound. Great play by Cruz. That's only 5 on Shady, so Shady gets to set up their press, and Bluefield must attack again.
The foul on Haven Chapman, the senior, his 2nd. Hairston wants to attack quickly. Over to Brown.
He hadn't been in the game all night. That's a rough situation to put him in.
Hairston crosses it left side, now into the hands of Colin Paris. Shady needs a stop. Bluefield wants to keep going. Here's Hairston. The wrap shot up, no good, too strong. Big rebound for the senior Chapman.
LaRose is going straight to the basket.
He'll take it strong to the hoop, gets by Cruz, and up with the bucket.
They can get back in the game. LaRose is going to do that every possession. Can they get some stops on this end?
Shady needed to get back quickly in transition as Cruz was wanting to pressure.
Right, and if Bluefield gets in that rhythm of trying to slow the ball down and not attacking, and Shady, every time they get it, goes straight to the basket.
Paris gets by the defender.
Boy, Colin Paris made a huge, I don't know that the people in here realize what a huge play that is.
8 points for Paris, and I think that his defender was expecting help underneath. Here's Chapman for 3. It's good, and a foul.
Think about 4. Cole Chapman,
who had 17 points, the 2nd leading scorer. As you take a look at this shot put up, he was the 2nd leading scorer in the semifinal game with 17. He had 2 until that shot falls.
And Paris definitely made contact with the shooter. They called it the first half. The officials staying consistent.
So here comes the run of the Tigers. They were down by 17, now down to 12. Could be 11. The shot, though, off the mark for Chapman.
I guess 12 was not Buster Large's number. They put somebody up. Well, timeout it may be.
Coach Buster Large, as you said, if you get down to 12, you maybe think about first bringing in Jaheim House.
Yeah, or bringing one of them. I'm not sure which one. Probably need one of them.
61-49 is your score. We'll take a break for our sponsors. Be back after this 60-second break.
Your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 in Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership. Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive, just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Back inside the Princeton Senior High School Gymnasium, 61-49, the number 2 seed Beavers of Bluefield High School with the 12-point lead. But foul trouble on Jaheim House and Sean Martin for the Beavers has given Shady an opportunity. They've cut the deficit down to 12 from 17. And still no sign of House or Martin in the game. Shady looks to be picking up the defensive pressure, but here's Cruz open for 3.
Cruz.
Ouch.
Let it Braden Cruz quiet the first half. He's been lauded. There goes Shady straight to the basket.
Williams pulls up, and he buries a tough one.
As easy as shots as Shady's getting, Bluefield may consider going to his zone.
13-point lead. Cruz into the front court. They had numbers for a second, but the dribble lost by Cruz. The loose ball saved inbounds. LaRose over to Chapman. Out top to Williams now. Chapman, he'll attack the basket, pulls up. The jumper no good, but Hairston is going to be whistled for the foul. That'll be the first on Tyrese tonight.
I'll tell you, if Shady could get some stops at the other end. I mean, they're scoring every possession now without the big guys in the game. But on the other end, you got Braden Cruz steps up and hits a three. Hairston goes to the basket. And, Shady right now is scoring at will. They just got there they come. 5-minute mark. Both the big boys come back in. So now that'll, if they play aggressively, that'll stop Shady from driving. But if they drive in there and they don't want to foul out and get out of the way, Shady will just keep doing the same thing.
Chapman at the line for his second. That one short. Rebound into the hands of Martin, making an immediate impact. But it's a 12-point ball game as Martin and House both back into the ball game for the first time since third quarter.
Oh, they pulled Sean Martin way up by the foul line. That's interesting.
House trapped on the sideline, looking for help. Still looking, and we've got a whistle and a timeout.
Great timeout by Braden Cruz, sensing the turnover. I thought that was an odd alignment, and they had Sean Martin way outside the foul line. They need to keep him on that low block.
I think back to the last Shady possession on offense. You had Braden Chapman twice open for three, but I think the mentality right now is we're attacking the basket. They could have shot a three, but he's attacking the basket. He drew contact, drew a foul, and got a bucket.
Let's see if that changes now with the starting 4 and 5, Sean Martin and the Junkyard Dog, Jaheim House in the game. They have to still play aggressive. If they foul out, so what? You can't. You're of no value if you stand in there and let the other team shoot layups.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be smart, but you cannot play unaggressive basketball.
No.
You just have to be smart with how you move. Bluefield with possession.
Yeah, they got Martin back on that low block at that beautiful pass.
Here's Paris in the corner for three. He had a lot of time to think about it.
And that was the right play.
And now Williams fouled from behind as Hairston basically just shoving off, and that's number 2 on Hairston.
And that is the 8th foul in the backcourt for the Beavers tonight. Those kind of mistakes is what's kept Shady in this game.
And they are in the double bonus, so they'll have 4.5 minutes. Every foul is going to be 2 free throws for Shady Spring, and if they have any thoughts of getting into the ball game, they are going to have to make these. Williams, the first one, almost pops out but stays true.
Well, both of these games, the team leading early in the fourth quarter lost this year. Both teams made a comeback in this rivalry, and Shady could have cut it to 10 there.
1 of 2 for Williams.
He's got to attack the basket here.
Down the court quickly. Here's Hairston for 3. Ow!
Oh, big time three-pointer. Yeah, Bluefield has to keep playing. If Shady presses and they have numbers, it's too much time in this game just to set back and give up layups and not play.
Hairston has 17, but here's an answer by Shepard.
Another layup, and Shady calling a quick timeout. You can't take them home with you. Got to use them.
Grayson Shepard has 8 points on the night, but again, if you're a Shady Spring fan, you cannot continue to trade 3 for 2. And you're going to have to make foul shots at a higher clip. You've seen a good shooting foul team. There's a lot of empty circles on my stat sheet there for Shady. But still, with 4:08 left, you've got a good shooting team. Shady has an opportunity, down just 12. They're within reach. Bluefield, though, playing with very much confidence on both sides of the ball right now.
Well, and what Bluefield cannot afford to do is let Shady play aggressively on this full-court trap and then not make them pay on the other end. If they got numbers, they got to keep playing. Maybe when it gets down to 2 minutes left, then you start worrying about the clock. But, you don't want to take a bad shot, but you can't let Shady be aggressive and not pay for it on the other end.
Tigers putting on a press here in the back court. They'll get it middle court, Cruz in the front court. Shady looking for traps. They don't find it. Martin in the corner. Rockets a pass over to the right wing, and look, they're all over. Shady is trying to get the Bluefield Beavers out of sync, and instead Martin spins in the lane, and he will draw the foul.
And they called it on the ground. I don't think Bluefield realizes that yet. Called it on the ground, no bonus. Bluefield will have to take it out. Cruz realizes there's only one on the floor. He realizes the foul was called on the ground.
Grayson Shepard picks up his third. 3:44 left in the game.
So now Bluefield will be in the bonus. Oh, he had
Hairston wide open, but instead it's Paris, the runner in the lane.
Oh, yeah.
It's off the mark, and now LaRose clears. Into the front court. He's going to attack the basket right up against Hairston. The shot no good, but Shepard there to clean it up. Shepard with his 10th point of the night.
And Hairston is cramping. Hairston's got cramps under the basket. Again, Shady, another layup. Bluefield's almost getting out of the way. They got to sit down and play defense.
You saw Jaheim House with the 4 fouls in front of LaRose. He basically, Bob, just ran out of the court of play to get away from fouling.
Right, and you got to play. You got to play your normal game without the 94 feet fouls, or you're not effective. If you're just giving them layups, somebody else in the game will be just as effective. And they don't afford to lose. They can't afford to lose Tyrese Harrison. He has to come out because they checked him out on the court, and he's been playing great basketball.
Hairston, the second leading scorer for the Beavers with 16 points. Right behind Braden Cruz, who has hit 4 threes here in the second half.
This is a big possession for Bluefield here. And keep it in double figures, or if they miss, Shady's been scoring every possession.
Hairston out of the ball game. Cruz all the way to the far side he goes. Into the corner, Caden Fuller. Now inside, House right at the block.
Oh, my goodness.
Muscles are up against pressure, and we got a whistle underneath and a travel.
I think that was a make-up call. I think House got fouled, and I don't think Shady's player walked with the ball.
I think there were 2 fouls there.
Yeah.
You see the first one, boy, House took a lot of contact.
And then they called traveling on the Rose.
And now the boys in stripes drawing the ire of the entire crowd in a matter of 2 seconds.
Yeah, Bluefield just needs to get into possession, get Cruz the ball at the top of the key. And I don't know what they're doing. Boy, they're out of sync right now. Shady basketball. Yeah, Bluefield needs to get Cruz the ball up at the top of the key and play as Todd Duncan, the three-point shooter, comes in for offense. Hayden Chapman out for defense. And then Bluefield's trying to set up in their 2-2-1.
Into the front court, Duncan. Jump pass over to LaRose. Thought about a three. Takes off. Straight to the basket. It's good. And the lead is cut down to 8 for the first time, single digits, since midway through the third quarter.
Braden Cruz just gave Shady a layup. There's too much time to quit playing defense, and Bluefield has stopped playing defense, and that's what they're known for. Now House going to the free throw line, and
that foul on Duncan, his first, and House will have a front end of a 1-and-1 with 2:42 left in the game.
House is a 59% free throw shooter on the year.
Front end, that one rattles around and falls through. That's a big one. If you're about a 50% shooter, you get 1 of 2, and that's what you can expect. If you get this one, that's just doubling it up. House sets for the second. Big free throws for Jaheim House. He's got 12 on the night. Beavers have led throughout the second half. LaRose wanting to attack again, straight to the hoop.
LaRose playing smart basketball. If Bluefield's just going to let him shoot layups.
Down to the front court, Martin attacking the basket. He will draw the contact on a Shady Spring defender. That one's going to be whistled on Braden Chapman, his second.
And Bluefield will watch the tape and learn for this for the rest of this season. Just because you got 4 fouls, you can't just let the other team have layup. If you foul out, you foul out.
First free throw for Martin is good. Yeah, he split, did LaRose, both Martin and House, who stood there and just said, take it.
Oh, yeah, LaRose going to go to the basket every time he gets it.
LaRose with 13. Martin hits both free throws.
Now Bluefield's getting out of their full court pressure. Oh, they're going back to a zone? Yeah, they are. Bluefield's going to a 3-2 zone.
Sean Martin also has 13. Here's Chapman, thought about a three. Instead, drives, pulls up. The jumper is off the mark. Paris clears on the attack. Heading down the court. Here goes Hairston back in the ball game.
Great move.
And he
by
beats
Buster
everyone.
Lawrence, going back to the 3-2 zone. Now that's how you protect your guys for fouls. You don't just tell them don't shoot.
Here's LaRose, pulls for three. Off the rim, no good. Time running out on the Tigers. Tyrese Hairston has been fantastic here tonight. He's got 18 points. And the Beavers back out to a 12-point advantage. That foul whistled on Duncan, his second. 1-1 for Jaheim House. He hit two previously on his last attempt. House with 12. Front end, that one's off the mark though. Williams can't hold on to the rebound. It's taken away by Cruz, and the bucket is good.
Big play by Braden Cruz. Bluefield back in the zone again.
Shady Spring going to have to start thinking about firing some threes. Here's Chapman from way downtown. Cole Chapman
knocks it down. Shady Spring gets a timeout, takes the lead down to 14.
Don't count them out just yet. Shady Spring, they've got some shooters, but they only have 1:26 left in the ball game. 75 to 64 is your score. So again, I'm going to ask you, Coach, put your coach's hat back on. You need stops, you need some turnovers. Otherwise, you're going to have to do some fouling and hoping.
Well, I'll tell you, I think people are leaving too early. It's an 11-point game. Shady is going to get in their press, and they're going to try to trap. Well, if Bluefield's expecting a quick foul, I don't look for Shady to do that. They may get a turnover. But they're going to try for a turnover. Now, when the ball crosses half court, Shady will definitely foul at that point, and they really don't want to foul Braden Cruz. Anybody else, they'll have to foul. If it's Cruz, I look for Shady to double it and get it out of his hands. He's too good a shooter. But, I mean, if there's a steal here and then it's back to a single-digit game, these people may be running back in this gym. May have to call the fire marshal yet.
To open the doors back up.
Oh, it's not over.
If they do have to foul, you got 3,000 apiece on Cole Chapman, Luke LaRose, and Grayson Shepard. Again, Martin and House for Bluefield have played with 4 fouls throughout the second half of this fourth quarter. Inbound to Cruz sideline. Gets by Williams. They're going to attack. Underneath, here's Martin. Slams it down.
Beautiful play by Bluefield. You do attack. If you have numbers, great play by the Beavers.
An emphatic dunk by Sean Martin, and now a steal on the LaRose drive. The Beaver faithful can feel it. Here's Cruz.
Now I believe they can go home. Up 15 with a minute.
Three-pointer thrown up by Shepard, no good. House with the rebound, and you can see the writing on the wall now.
Yeah, it is. What a great game, and I know it's a 15-point game. It was still a great game.
This has been a high-octane, high-level basketball game, as we would expect throughout. And again, neither of these teams are done, guys. This was for positioning in the regional.
In the old days, this would be horrible. You know, it would be over. Right now, you know, both teams go to the drawing board. They see what they did right. They see what they did wrong. Logan's beating Chapmanville by 2 right now.
Wow.
So, I mean, this could be for the #1 seed in the state tournament.
Yeah. Cruz at the line. Missing the first one, uncharacteristic.
He's been tremendous the second half. Passing the ball, shooting it. The Junkyard Dog, Jaheim House, has been good. And Shady's made great plays. Shady's made great plays. Luke LaRose has kept him in the game the second half. But too much of the Beavers.
Cruz with 22 points on the night. LaRose fires one up from deep, and Bluefield going to slow it down, and I think Shady kind of recognizes they're going to back off the pressure.
Yep.
And a great heavyweight title match here tonight.
What a great game. The Bluefield Beavers very deserving of the win. They played tremendous basketball. It's not over for the Shady Spring Tigers. Hey, they go to West Side next week. If they win that, everybody's 0-0 at the state tournament. So great game here tonight, Andrew.
Final score, the number 2 seeded Bluefield Beavers defeat Shady Spring 80-64, a 16-point victory for the Beavers, who improved to 21-3 overall in the season. Shady Spring suffers just their second defeat of the year, both of those coming at the hands of the Bluefield Beavers. We'll take a break for our sponsors. When we return, we'll recap the ball game and give you some stats. You're watching Region 3 Section 2 championship action on Video Productions.
Your next car buying experience easy at Mid-State Ford or Northside Automotive at Northside Drive in Summersville. We've got 9 great brands in one giant location: Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC. That's right, folks, just off Route 19 in Summersville, West Virginia's premier car dealership. Mid-State Ford and Northside Automotive, just a short drive from anywhere. Visit us today.
I'm Bill Woot. I'm running for our Supreme Court. I said our court, not those with money and power. Our court.
Labor and business, Democrats and Republicans, they're all
If I didn't think I was the most qualified to serve, I wouldn't run.
This one's easy.
I'm Bill Wooten, and I promise to serve you with honor.
When you or your family need medical attention, get convenient health care at Prompt Care. Family practice for both well and sick visits, and they offer emergency care with x-ray and labs. Get excellent care at Prompt Care in Daniels.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
We welcome you back inside the Princeton Senior High School Gymnasium. As you take a look down on the floor, the Bluefield Beavers are your Region 3 Section 2 champions in Class AA in the state of West Virginia. They defeat the Shady Spring Tigers, as you see, by a final score of 80-64. The rubber match goes in favor of the Beavers, but do not count out the fact that these two may see each other again in the state tournament. This was for positioning in the regional co-finals, and as my partner Bob Bolin mentioned, it will be Shady Spring traveling to Westside next week. Bluefield will be the host on their side, and both teams have an opportunity still to make it down to the state tournament in Charleston, West Virginia. We came in with the thoughts that this might be a heavyweight title fight, Bob, and it was from start to finish. Now, Bluefield, even with the foul trouble of Sean Martin and Jaheim House in that third quarter, they played solid basketball, and Shady really struggled in that third quarter when they could have had a chance to maybe take over with those two on the bench, and they just couldn't do it. They missed some shots early in that quarter and then turned the ball over a couple times. Before you knew it, Bluefield was up double digits, and they never relinquished that until late in the ball game. Shady came back to make it an 8-point game a couple of times, but Bluefield they had it here tonight.
Oh, Bluefield played a tremendous game, and Bluefield deserves all of the credit. Shady played hard, fought hard, but, I mean, Tyrese Hairston and Braden Cruz, two guards for Bluefield, had a tremendous game. Cruz pouring in 19 in the second half, was the MVP of the second half. He just controlled things. The junkyard dog, Jaheim House, got some good stickbacks for Bluefield late. For Shady, Luke LaRose, the second half was getting to the rim and keeping them in the game. And the first half, Braden Chapman was unbelievable. And his defense on Cruz had 3 the first half. I believe Cruz went there and a couple of the coaches said, as a freshman guard, you got 3 points. And Cruz came out the second half and put a show on. But, hey, it was a tremendous game. Sean Martin did big things. Paris, I mean, both teams came to play. And guess what? Bluefield deserved to win. They got the win tonight. Don't be surprised at all if we see these two teams for the fourth one. What's the fourth one called?
The rubber match is the third. The fourth, I don't know what you would call it. I have to look that one up.
Trilogy, that's still the third, isn't it?
But I'll tell you what, if it does happen, as intense as this game was, as well attended as it was, can you imagine the Charleston Convention Center and these two teams fighting it out for whether a semifinal or a championship? Hey, I can't even imagine.
If these two teams play in Charleston, you're going to have a lot of police in the Shady and Bluefield area because there won't be a house occupied. I mean, these teams have great followings, great fans. Both coaches did a good job. I mean, sure, Shady's down about losing, but hey, with this format, with the co-regionals, you can't be down for long. Shady has to think, we got to go to West Side. We beat them twice this year. We got to go down there and do it again, and we're in the state tournament. And for Bluefield, you got to say, boy, we can't get real happy on beating Shady. We got Independence coming to our place for the co-regional, and we got to get that done to get there. So both teams have some work to do, but both teams very capable of getting the work done.
Yeah, as exciting as this game was, the work is so much still to be determined. Taking a look at the final stats for both teams, Bluefield led again by Braden Cruz, who had just 3 points at the half. He finished with 22, 19 in the second half, including 4 3-pointers to lead all scorers. Tyrese Hairston, who had 11 at half, finishes with 18 points in the ball game. Sean Martin, who was hampered by foul trouble throughout this ball game, did not have a lot of time on the court, still was able to finish with 15 points, including 10 in that second half. Also, Jaheim House, who spent a lot of time on the bench with foul trouble, he finished with 8 second-half points, 12 overall. Colin Parrish chipping in 8 points, and Caden Fuller finishing with 5. For Shady Spring, they were led by Braden Chapman, who had 13 at the half, only 4 in the second half. They really held Chapman in check. He finishes with 17 to lead Shady. Luke LaRose and Tommy Williams, both with 13 apiece. Grayson Shepard, who did not score much the first time we saw him in the semifinals, he finishes with 10 points. Cole Chapman struggled in the first half. He did not score. He had 8 points in the second half, hit a couple of big buckets, including a 3, to try to help out the cause for Shady Spring, but just too much Bluefield here tonight. Bob, your final thoughts before we head out?
Well, when you look at these two teams, it's so hard to scout. Both teams with 4 players in double figures, and then the 5th player on both teams had 8 points. So the ball moves with both teams. The superstars, there's not. They share the ball. They play team ball. Hey, too much Bluefield tonight. Too much Martin. Got some stickbacks, some easy ones House did, and the guard play of Hairston and Cruz prevailed. And, again, if both teams take care of business now, definitely Shady has the harder job going to West Side. I mean, West Side, they can play. I'll just tell you that right now. I like that team. But if both teams take care of business, maybe we could get to watch it again. And I'll tell you what, I would be all for that. I've enjoyed all 3 of those games.
Regional championships in Region 3. Again, Bluefield will host Independence. Shady Spring will travel to West Side. 80-64, your final score here tonight. We're so thankful you could join us on Video Productions live streaming coverage of Region 3 Section 2 championship action here tonight. Our entire broadcast crew, Robbie Mounts has been our producer throughout tonight. A great job, as always, manning the boards for Robbie. Cameron Strobel kicking it on the camera for us. My color commentator here tonight, the great Bob Bolin, the 2-time NAIA National Coach of the Year. And I'm Andrew Miller. Bluefield wins it 80-64, and we'll see you later on in the evening.